Yep. Okay, I have 7 o'clock. Stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You want me to go ahead and start and introduce him?
Sure, absolutely.
We got a special guest tonight that I'd like to introduce, Andy Beck. He is running for the county commissioner that will oversee the Floyd Township. So I'm going to turn it over to Andy. He has been the only one that is asked to come out here and introduce himself to the Floyd Township. So Andy, it's all yours.
I'd like to say thanks for inviting me, and I've been in touch with Ken, and then most of you know Alan Zirkle. Alan told me to get over here and talk to. I've been born and raised in this county my whole life, actually Floyd Township. Then I'd like to introduce my wife, Betsy. She's over here. We've been married for 35 years, so she's put up with me that long. Anyway, the biggest reason why I'm running for county commissioner, I just think the northern part of this county needs to get more, I don't know how to put it tactfully, I guess, to just get more representation than what we've been getting. I mean, certain parts have been getting a lot and a lot of parts haven't. And when I served on the school board, I heard a lot of complaints, which I represented Floyd Township when I was on the school board. But I always return a phone call. Whether you like my answer or not, I'll give it to you. But anyway, I'd just like to say thanks for letting me come over and introduce myself. And if anybody has any questions, my name and number's in the book. You're more than welcome to give me a call. Thank you.
Okay, I'd like to thank everybody for coming today. If you were looking for Paul, you are probably going to be disappointed, so I'm sorry about that. We have a few people out on vacations, which are very deserved, so I'm going to run through this really quickly. I don't see Dwayne Kelly for Clear Creek, so Floyd Township, Jeff Brooks.
Jeff Brooks, Floyd Township Fire Department. We had 32 runs for the month of January. Puts us up at that one run a day average. Also want to announce to the community that we are going to start an online store. We're working on a web page. Going to work on something through Facebook maybe. We're selling a light called a Guardian Angel light. You may have seen some of these on some of our guys on scenes. Law enforcement, other fire officers, this small one, a lot of folks use them on strollers, bicycles, things like that. This was a kayak kit or a paddleboard kit. So if you're out at night, you can have a red and green light in the front and a white light in the back, and they just attach to your kayak or your boat. We've got a few of them running around the lake right now on jet skis. So we're going to be selling these at the fire department to raise money for the fire department. We're also going to be selling a product, Pelican products, flashlights, tactical lights, and coolers, which are better than Yeti because they're made in the United States. But coolers from 8 to 10 quart coolers up to 40 quart cooler. And I'll sell all them $1,000 coolers you want because they got some of that expensive. So that's something we got coming up. Should be seen it on our Facebook page and our website once it gets set up.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. Neighborhood Watch, Ken Rizal.
April 1, we announced that the Neighborhood Watch Gold Bowl Chili Cook-Off had a great turnout on Saturday, February 10th. She'd like to thank all that attended. Thank you to the 12 entries. Without you, it could not make it happen. The first place was Gina Basham. Second place was Gina Atkins. Third place was Krista Habrick. And congratulations to the winners.
And
Come on in, sit down.
really quickly, Rick has Dennis's proxy and Nina's proxy. I have Paul's proxy, and I haven't heard anything about AJ.
That's because he's right here.
Where?
He's coming in.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Police.
There he is.
Sneak around the back and his doors.
I closed it on purpose. Okay.
Castle's further than I thought.
Let's see. HLCS.
No report.
Okay. Helnack.
Oh, gosh, that was quick. I just wanted to mention, first of all, that the next event that we have coming up is March 23rd. That will be the Easter egg hunt, and weather permitting. If the weather's bad, we may try and delay it to the 30th, but again, at that time of year, it may never get any better than it's gonna be on that day. So we're gonna just play it by ear until we get closer. We're gonna start collecting candy about March 1st at the office. And just please make sure that they're small pieces, and because we put them in those little plastic eggs. And then on March 21st, we're gonna need a lot of help filling the eggs. We have to fill 5 tubs. There's about 1,000 eggs in each tub, so there's an awful lot of those eggs to fill for the kids. And the next event after that is our spring wine event, and that's going to be on Saturday, April 27th. We'll have the flyer for that put out pretty soon, probably in the March highlights. And I know you haven't announced this yet, Ken, but I did want to thank Ken. I didn't realize it hadn't been announced, and I already prepared this little speech. But I saw a note that Ken has retired from the police reserve. And on behalf of Helnack and me personally, I just want to say, I don't think anybody out here has a clue how much personal time he has put into the activities that we sponsor, and he's always been there at the start of the Easter egg hunt and has helped me set up the boundaries and set up the whole event on a Saturday morning on his own time. And he's been there for the trunk or treat and the poker run and all the activities, and has supplied a huge level of comfort to those because we have an extra layer of security, which we never would have had without you. So I just want to thank you personally for always being there. And every time I pulled up, I told him when I saw the announcement that he was retiring, I took it personally. Because I'm like, no, you can't do that to me. Because I enjoyed seeing, as soon as I saw him out someplace, I knew that we were just that much safer. So thank you, Ken, for everything you do, and the board as well for everything you do. Helnack had a very successful 2023, and we're looking forward to 2024.
Thank you, Doug.
Thank you.
All right. POA Security. Brian Helmer.
I actually emailed it to Ken, so I was pushing on time. Do you have that?
Yeah, I do.
You can read it off if you like.
Okay. All right, admin calls 7, traffic stops 9, domestic disturbance 1, arrest 1, alarm 5, animal complaint 2, medical assist 3, traffic accident with property damage 4, that's kind of up. Disturbance 2, assist with another agency 2, trespassing 1, cardiac arrest 1, fraud 1, 5 lockouts, 1 theft, 1 suspicious call, 1 electrical hazard, for a total of 47 calls. And I'd like to add, with great sadness, that pending approval tomorrow with the Hendricks County Board, Merit Board, that Brian Helmer is going to be leaving the department. Brian Helmer also had a lot to do with me here at the lake. He's a personal friend. He was very instrumental in staffing the security on the water, and I just wanted to let you know that you're going to be extremely missed, and we want to wish you nothing but the best over at Hendricks County.
I appreciate it.
He will go before the Merit Board tomorrow. What time?
6 o'clock.
6 p.m. And hopefully that's when they kind of give him the blessing. So, thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian. Okay. Garden Club. Okay. Presentation of agenda. Anybody have any questions?
Move we accept.
Second.
All those in favor? Okay. The presentation of minutes from the January 8th board meeting.
Motion to accept?
Second.
All those in favor? All right, treasurer's report. Rick Miller in for Dennis Barrow.
Yeah, Dennis is down south drinking margaritas or something
Right?
fun. Okay, January treasurer's report, total income, 102,822. Total expense, 107,284, for a net expense of 4,462. And that's normal for this time of year, I think. Short-term cash is 271,719. CDs and money market investments is 215,061. And total available cash as of January 31 is 486,780.
All right, thank you. And moving right along to board committee reports, A&E, Rick Miller.
Yeah, got that from Dennis as well, since he is their liaison. We had some activity, room addition and deck 1, detached garage and fence 1, a new deck 1, new dock 1, non-waterfront fences 3, and new homes 8.
All right, campground, Ken Rizal.
The only thing I want to add to the campground is it's getting close. We are in search of a campground manager. I've got a couple resumes to pull them in and talk to them, but as of right now, I'm still entertaining anybody. So if anybody out there that is interested in spending the summer camping, it's not that tough of a job. Just please give me a call at the office and we'll get you in and talk to you. Thank you.
Thanks. I have no report for cleanup government, Rick Olson.
No report.
All right. Lake committee. All right. Clean water. Long-term planning committee. Our next meeting is going to be Wednesday, the 21st at 6 o'clock, and we'll have a little bit more information later on in the meeting that we'll discuss. So move on. I don't think Dwayne's here for facilitation. Okay. Election report. I got one. Hold on. Sorry about that.
There's if you want.
Oh, you're awesome. Okay, this is from Jim Eulenbein. He says, by now all property owners should have received their annual assessment notice. That includes the ballot for the 2024 HLPOA Board of Directors. Voting for the board has begun and will continue until the annual meeting on Saturday, February 24th. The 4 candidates are Andrew Crossley, Linda McFerrin, AJ Stafford, and Nina Stebbins. There are 3 positions to be filled. Votes will be verified and counted the morning of the meeting, and the winners will be announced later at the annual meeting. The election committee encourages all property owners to review the candidates' bios and the Heritage Lake highlights or watch the recent Meet the Candidates on YouTube. Designate your preference on the ballot and then either mail it to arrive in time for the meeting or drop it off at the POA office. Ballots can be dropped off at the POA office up to 1 o'clock p.m. the day of the meeting. Thank you for participating. All right. Thank you. And manager's report, Ken Rizal.
All right, I don't have a whole lot to cover, so I chose to forego my regular manager's report to, I wanted to formally announce this in tonight's meeting, but it kind of got leaked out, and that's okay. I'd first like to introduce some people that's very close to me and first and foremost, I probably need to introduce my wife. This is her very first meeting. The first person that hired me as sheriff was Sheriff Steve Fenwick. That was back in 2011. So I'd like to thank him for entrusting in me to swear me in at that time, and I enjoyed my time with him. Next, I'd like to thank Sheriff Stockton. He's sitting over here in his IU shirt.
Just to make Jeff mad.
But Sheriff Stockton did 2 4-year terms. I can't tell you how much I've enjoyed working for you during those 8 years. You treated me with the utmost respect, and I just want to let you know that I appreciate that. A couple guys that like talked about Helmer. Sergeant Helmer has been a good friend of mine. Sergeant Rob Salute. These are some of the guys that I've worked with on many shifts. And then sitting next to Scott Stockton is Josh Deal. Those guys I would have taken a bullet for. They're great guys to work with, and there's a reason why they're the ones that are here. So. So I'd like to thank you guys for taking your time to be here for me. After more than over 12 years and over 600 training hours and over 20,000 hours of being on duty, January 7th, I chose to sit down and type up a resignation letter that was sent off to our new sheriff. And that was a tough decision, but it was decided that it was time for me to retire my duty belt. I requested to work through January 31st, which I did, making my last night on at midnight at January 31st. There was a few at that time that knew, and they knew that that was going to be my last night of signing off. So that small group was waiting on me and holding signs with a very lit up driveway that night, and which without doubt brought tears to my eyes. And your gesture is something I'll always treasure, and I appreciate that. So the people I'd like to thank for being a part of that is Charlie and April Land, Kent Hoops, Arlene Richmond, Chris and Darcy Schaefer, Rick Miller, and our neighbors Bob and Dawn. They knew that it was going to be my last night, so they made it a very special trip home. And also like to thank my wife for riding shotgun with me that night. After my wife and daughter and Rick Miller posted the video of that night, I also must thank the hundreds of people that supported me with all the kind comments that was on Facebook page. There was many that was very kind. My journey serving this county is filled with lifetime of memories. Some I'd like to forget, and some I will treasure. But needless to say, there are memories of a lifetime. Some memories just may be some secret speeding citations, or not citations, but secrets that I'll keep between me and some of the young drivers that first hit the road. But rest assured, when stopping him, I acted as a father. I gave him a wrath of you-know-what, and I sent them on their way with a promise that they wouldn't speed no more. But most of all, I'd like to think that I'm leaving, doing a lot of good for a lot of people, and also for a lot of kids. So I want to close by saying thank you, Heritage Lake, for all your support. Hopefully I will continue serving Clinton County in another title someday. I love you all, and thank you for the journey as being your commander for the Reserve Division. Thank you. Thank you.
On behalf of the board of directors, we have a very small
Oh,
token of appreciation for you.
I did that stuff without crying.
You did. I was impressed. There was no kicking at all under
Do
the
I do
table.
this now?
Sure.
Okay.
As kids open in his little gift basket, I promise as a former politician, I'll be brief. But I can emphasize, as was said earlier, the service that he has given to this community, and I can, as the sheriff for 8 years and the deputies that are here, if you wanted to know anything about Heritage Lake, you called Ken. And he knew all the exits, which seems to be confusing at nighttime. He knew where everybody lived. He was immersed in community service, as was Ryan. I can't help but think it's going to have an impact, and there's a reason for, and I heard your numbers, there's a reason for this community's building and security and houses going up and property values, and it's because these two guys were a component, so he's going to be missed.
Thank you, Scott. And thank you, board members. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. Okay. Moving on. I have no old business, so new business, Heritage Lake Community Foundation, Rick Miller.
Okay, this is more of an announcement than it is new business, but it is an official announcement of the new Heritage Lake Community Foundation. We formed this. This was born from discussions in the Long-Term Planning Committee. And we formed this with the intention of making it a 501c3 company, which makes it a charitable company, so we can take donations and the donors can write their donations off on their taxes. And probably the primary intent, though, is to give us the ability to apply for grants. And the intent of that is when or if the board comes up with projects that don't have funding, we hope that over time we'll be able to collect enough funds that we can help the board with projects like that, so that they don't have to come back to the membership for more money, for more dues, for more fees. So it's an intent to help the community. The charter in or the mission in the Articles of Incorporation that I have given all of you states it very clearly. That's the purpose, is to really benefit the community. We have set up a website. In fact, I put a poster up there with the a QR code. You could actually go there and donate today. We have the ability to take donations right now into what is labeled a general fund, but we also have the ability to operate this foundation much like those of you who are familiar with the Putnam County Community Foundation. They support some 150 or 200 different charitable funds. Well, we have the ability to do the same thing. So we can set up funds for special projects that are going on that maybe the POA is not involved in, but they do benefit the community. So when the time is right and if a fund is needed, we can be a full-service foundation, but primarily only focused on Heritage Lake. So we're real pleased to announce that at the Long-Term Planning Committee meeting coming up on the 21st at 7 o'clock. 6 o'clock, thank you. We have a number of organizational tasks that we need to address to finish what we started. Things like recruiting board members. We need an executive director, a president, secretary, treasurer. We need all the typical things that any company or foundation needs. We need to recruit grant writer capable people. We have some leads on that, but they're open for discussion. So if you're interested in being a participating member of the foundation or one of its officers or grant writers, or if you're just interested in learning more about the foundation, come to that long-term planning meeting on the 21st.
Thank you, Rick.
Sure.
Appreciate it. Okay, moving on to open forum. Please remember to keep your comments respectful, and state your name and your lot number, please.
Chris Schaefer, 283 Victory Hill. I know this is the last official meeting of the current board, and the annual meeting's coming up in a couple weeks, but For those of you that haven't served on this board of directors before, you have no idea the amount of time and energy and effort and thought and discussion that goes on behind the scenes, not in these meetings. So I want to thank everybody on the board for your work this year, the last couple of years, and Summer, as you end your term. You're the example of nobody being able to say they're too busy to do this, because I don't know many people that could be much busier than you. So thank you for all that you've done in your term, and good luck to the board members who are going up for re-election, and maybe the new ones that are coming back on. I also want to take a minute to recognize my good friend, Mr. Ken Roselle. 20,000 some hours of volunteering, in addition to what we think is his full-time job here. Right? That's a lot of time, doing nothing but looking out for other people. Whether you're in uniform or out of uniform, Ken, you are always a hero to me and to this community. And thank you doesn't do nearly enough justice to try to show some appreciation for all the sacrifices that you make in your personal life to be able to go out and buy a kid a new bike that's gotten his stolen off a front porch. Those things that you did behind the badge, that's just a part of what you do in everyday life. So losing the uniform does not mean that we've lost Ken Roselle looking out for us. I know that for sure. So Ken, thank you, congratulations. And personally, me, I can't speak for you, Judy, but I'm kind of glad that you're not going to be in the line of fire literally anymore, but that I know that that's not the end of your doing good for our community and our county and our world. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Can I say something? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Jeff Brooks, 123 Patriots Landing. I want to get a clarification on the letter and everything that was sent to the court. Here in a meeting in December, it was stated that legal entities, which would be corporations, LLCs, trusts, those kind of things, are going to get 1 vote per equitable owner. The letter said 2 votes. Can I get clarification on that?
Up to 2 votes.
It is 2 votes? Is it
Up to 2 votes. If they only have 1 owner, then they only get 1 vote. It's just like
It
if,
was explained here.
it's just like if one, I'm telling you the answer you're asking.
Okay, that's good.
It's just,
I'm not going to ask no more.
it's just if the, and somebody jump in if I'm saying it wrong.
You're right.
But it's up to 2. If one person owns a lot, if I own a lot by myself, I don't get 2 votes, I get
I
1 vote.
understand that.
So if an LLC owns it and they have 27 owners, they get up to 2 votes.
So if I own a trust,
We did say that.
if I have a property in a trust, I get up to 2 votes for that. And then if I own another lot, I get up to 2 votes for that, if there's 2 people on it, correct? No. I'm gonna get clarification on that.
Well, let's hope it doesn't happen.
All
I
right,
thought it was a maximum of 2 votes per owner.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we've run through a lot of different scenarios. I know they've spent a copious amount of time trying to identify all the different possible variables. But I guess there's always one that could, a trust backed up by a person, backed up by a corporation, backed up by a whatever. I mean, there's a million different scenarios, but I think we outlined quite a few of them.
Yeah, that might be worth checking.
But we could definitely ask
with
Treadway.
Treadway, our attorney, but the intent was, you know, you get 2 votes per lot. And so if you're an owner on 1 lot and you also are part of that trust, it doesn't seem right to make that exception, to me. That's my opinion.
I agree.
Okay.
I do believe it said each person will only be allowed 1 vote. If I own 15 lots, I would, which I don't, but if I did, I would be entitled to just 1 vote.
Right, that's true. I understand that. If you own 15 lots and you the only owner, you get 1. If there's 2 owners, you get 2 through the 15 lots. If you own 1 lot and there's 2 owners, so Ken and Judy, they get, if they got 1 lot, they get 2 votes.
1 vote each.
1 vote each, correct? So it's 2, essentially it's 2 votes per lot, or excuse me, 2 lots per equitable, 2 votes per equitable owner is the way it's written. I understand that. But just the question was where, as it was explained here one night, it was one vote for corporation, because there's several people asked about that, and there was a lot of talk about it, so I did ask for a clarification. But the letter does say 2 votes per legal entity, which includes a trust. Corporation, LLC, or trust.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Rick Line?
Yeah, I just wanted to echo some of the things that Sheriff Stockton and Chris and Donna have said about our buddy Ken. I had the pleasure of riding along with him for a couple of days last year or two. I saw firsthand how he treated the youth of our community sternly but fairly. I saw firsthand his commitment, and I know firsthand how, you know, he protects our property values. He worked hard for us, and all those volunteer hours, you cannot put a price tag on that. It's just remarkable. So to say that you, and you too, Brian, that you guys will be missed out here, it's the understatement of the century. So thank you for your service.
Thanks.
Curtis Calvin, 309 Gettysburg. I just have a problem with you guys assuming that you were speaking for the association when you want to change our covenants in a way that our covenants do not allow you to do it. Because you are all in violation of Article 8 when you have claimed that you refused to put this vote before the people before you take it to the judge. And the truth is, how can you claim, what you really did when you sent out the letter to all of us members telling us that we could hire our lawyer to represent us at the court, when in fact you're taking our lawyer and working him against all of us. I do not think that's right. I think that you guys are misusing our assets, you're misusing our lawyer, and I think that you guys are literally not acting in good faith.
All right, do I have a motion?
Move adjourned.
Okay, really quickly, we have cake in the back room.
Oh.
So everyone is invited to join us for celebration cake. Thank you.
Move adjourned.
Oh, I moved adjourn. Sorry.
Second.
All those in favor?
Back there, wait, what you-
Thank you.